And with the Choice Belt and 4 single strike energy, we can take down the Duraludon VMAX in 1 hit with GMAX Swallow Up for 360 damage. And there's the Flashbang. Gengar VMAX is one of those decks that feels absolutely unstoppable when you have the perfect board setup. A couple of Houndoom on the bench, maybe a Bibarel to help draw some cards, 2 Gengar, and you're smooth sailing. Ready to one-hit KO any Pokemon that dares to stand in your path with Gengar VMAX's powerful GMAX Swallow-Up attack. The only problem is, sometimes getting to that perfect board state is a little bit of a challenge. But when Gengar sets up, this deck is an absolute powerhouse and one of my favorite decks to play in standard format. I'm stoked to show off my new Gengar VMAX deck list, but before we get to it, let's head on over to FullGripGames.com. Here's the deal. As a Pokemon TCG collector, I'm sure you have extra cards lying around your house that you don't necessarily want or need. I know I do. And when I have extra Pokemon cards cluttering up my kitchen table, I take them to Full Grip Games. And you can too. FullGripGames.com has a buy list where we're always buying bulk and singles. Selling your extra cards to Full Grip Games directly supports the content I create here on Tricky Gym, and it's really easy to do. You just fill out the buy list with the cards you want to sell us, you send us the cards, and then we send you the cash or the store credit. I've even got a video here on the buy list page explaining just how to do it. Thank you so much for supporting the shop at Full Grip Games. Now, let's scope out that Gengar VMAX deck list. It's no secret that Gengar VMAX is one of the gnarliest attackers in the Pokemon TCG, but thanks to the new Choice Belt tool card from Brilliant Stars, Gengar VMAX is now on a whole nother level. Choice Belt elevates Gengar VMAX's GMAX Swallow Up attack to a base 280 damage, which easily one-hit KOs Arceus V-Star, one of the most popular new Pokemon out of Brilliant Stars. So this whole deck is geared to set up Gengar VMAX as consistently as possible. In order to do that, we play a 4-4 Houndoom line with its single strike roar ability, which allows you to accelerate a single strike energy from your deck to one of your single strike Pokemon. And then for draw support, we play Bibarel with its Industrious Incisors ability, which allows you to fill your hand to 5 cards. Since Gengar VMAX's downside of its attack, GMAX Swallow Up, is during your next turn this Pokemon can't attack, it's important to be able to draw into switch cards so that you can continue attacking turn after turn, since that downside gets reset whenever Gengar VMAX hits the bench. In order to help with that mobility, we also play Hiding Darkness Energy, which gives the Darkness type Pokemon it's attached to free retreats. I do love Path to the Peak in this deck for turning off Duraludon VMAX's Skyscraper ability, and it's also great for slowing down, Mew VMAX. Even though we do hit Mew VMAX for weakness, I mean, turning off Fusion Strike system is always good. I'm stoked to show off this deck in action, so let me know what you think of Gengar VMAX featuring Bibarel and Houndoom in the comments below. See, all you need is just open a Battle VIP Pass and everything's fine, okay? Looks like I'm playing against an Arceus deck with my special Gengar pile. We've got a fantastic opening hand. I cannot complain. Unfortunately, I gave my opponent a million mulligans. They're playing Arceus Ice Rider, it seems. And then go for a couple of Arceus and an Ice Rider turn 1. Wow, they got like 3 Arceus in the hand. And they're going for a Crobat turn 1 with like an 8-card hand? What more do you need? They want a turn 1 energy. They're upset. They're upset that they do not have the turn 1 energy. So they Crobat for 2 just to look for it. Now, with an opening hand like this, I just slam down the Path to the Peak. Because, they did get the turn 1 energy drop. Nice. I slam down the Path to the Peak because that way, double VIP pass, yeah, we're popping off. They cannot use their Arceus V-Star's V-Star power in order to get moving, right? So that's going to be quite good for us. So we got double Houndour. We're going to battle VIP pass. We're going to get a Gengar and another Houndour, probably. And then I have room for Uno Mas. but I don't necessarily want to get rid of this Choice Belt. So I will probably just play the Choice Belt, play the path, and research. And we've got a pretty magnificent hand for next turn. So we're just going to pass. And then I'm predicting that the path may potentially slow my opponent down, because path is probably also their stadium of choice. As we can see, they're discarding that. So we'll see if they're able to... We'll see if they're... Oh, they got the pumpkin. All right, that's a creative little play. So they can use the pumpkin to bump the path, and then they can use their V-Star power if they've got an Arceus V-Star. Yep, which here they are. And now they can use Star Birth to go get the double turbo energy and whatever they want. Now, the thing is that I'm absolutely going to just smack this Arceus V-Star next turn for a one-hit knockout. Like, guaranteed. I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. We've got it. So here comes the Star Birth. The issue is then that we're going to start the trade, right? So they're going to knock out Houndour. I then have to go in with Gengar and one-hit KO Arceus. Then they can come up with Ice Rider and potentially one-hit KO my Gengar, because Gengar will have a couple of damage counters on it, which is fine. They don't win yet. Then I have to come up with another Gengar and one-hit KO the Ice Rider, which is fine. I can do that. And then, let's say that's a creative little play. And they're going to boss? Do you have the Choice Belt? No, you're just softening my guy up. Okay. I'm actually fine with that. I actually prefer this to them knocking out one of my Houndour. That's no problem at all. So we've got double Houndour, double Houndoom. And then we pretty much need a Gengar VMAX here, so we're going to go get one. And then Marnie. And I need to find an energy. I have to evolve into the VMAX here, or else my single strike roars will knock out the Gengar, which is not optimal. So we're going to quick ball away the Battle VIP Pass. And fail it. Bench this other Gengar. And then let's see, I'm doing enough with just Fear and Panic, which is cool, because we've got 60, 24, yeah, plus the 40, plus the 30. Oh yeah, it's more than enough. So I might as well single strike roar onto this guy. And it doesn't matter if he eats the damage counters, because this dude's getting finished off anyway. And we'll single strike roar again. And we're going to put it onto this guy. And then we've got the other single strike energy going over here. Cool. And then Gengar going in with the Fear and Panic for 310 damage. Which is one of the reasons that Gengar is so sweet, because its damage just ramps up so fast. Not a lot of decks can convincingly one-hit KO Arceus. But Gengar is one of those decks. Now, you do need to not whiff things. So, like, I need an Ultra Ball Evolution, but actually, they whiffed it. They don't have a knockout. So now we get to capitalize on this momentum. Top deck the Ultra Ball, so I wasn't going to dead draw anyway, which is incredible. I can Ultra Ball away these two guys. Go get the magical Bibarel. This guy here, Bibarel. I've got all 4 single strike energy in play. We use those industrious incisors. Draw some cards, and we're huge chilling. Just fear and panic for 440 damage. And now at this point, with just 3 prizes left, there's pretty much nothing they can do. Right? We've got the Exodia set up. We've got Bibarel. They finally get their industrious incisors going. And we'll use escape rope. That's fine. You can have my lonely Houndour, as I've already got all of my single strike energy in play. And then the best thing they can do, yeah, come up with an Ice Rider, right? And use Ride of the High King, take a knockout. But I am already in a situation where I could potentially take this one-hit knockouts, right? So we're doing base 280 with a Choice Belt GMAX Swallow Up with 2 single strike energy. That's 320 damage. And I have the Hiding Darkness energy in my hand. So if they dare to bring up the Ice Rider, I'll win the game. So they don't bring up the Ice Rider, they bring up the Arceus. I do have knockout on the Arceus as well. With just a fear and panic, honestly. Which is awesome. So we're just going to set up game. Send up this guy. Ultra Ball away these fellas. Go get my other Gengar VMAX. Evolve him. We've got the Choice Belts. I am using Fear and Panic for the knockout here, so I can just do that. I don't want to discard anything with Bibarel, so we're just going to research now. And I've got a hand that's not like super great, but it's cool. I can thin it out. I've got a Boss's Orders in my hand, so I can pretty much guarantee the win with whatever I want. I can just knock out whatever I want on the bench. Will Incisors 1. And then we've got Fear and Panic for 280, what, 310 again? Yep, so we'll do that. Take the 310, and then we have just a single prize remaining. 2 fully built up Gengars with an Urn of Vitality in the hands. They've got Ice Rider, but VMAXs, no problem for Gengar. Gengar hits those numbers so easily. The only difficult part about playing Gengar is just getting to this point where you have the Bibarel, the 2 Houndooms, and the Gengar set up. If you can get to this board state, you're going to be cruising. Now, you're not going to be very good against single prize decks. We know that. And, you know, sometimes if Gengar does happen to miss a beat, it can fall behind, because you are attacking with a Pokemon that gives up 3 prizes. And there are a lot of valid 2-prize attackers in the format right now, as we see with Arceus V-Star, right? And I shouldn't say a lot of valid 2-prizers. There's Arceus V-Star, which is the best 2-prize attacker in the format, but it is in just about every deck. Now, that Luminion is not going to be able to get them anything, and there's the scoop. Let's go. Arceus, that's the way it's supposed to be pronounced. If I'm going to commentate regional championships, I have to say them right. So, like, if I want to continue getting those gigs, I got to say them right. You would, too. If you had opportunities to work with Pokemon, would you not? If Pokemon said, hey, we want you to work for us and, like, be on our YouTube channel and stuff, but, like, you got to say the names right, yeah, wouldn't you do it? Really, a small thing to ask. All right, I'm going first against an Arceus deck. Got the Battle VIP Pass. Let's go. We've got a Houndour in the active, so we're just going to get another Houndour and a Gengar. And then is it worth it to Crobat for 1? Definitely not, so we'll just pass. And then I think next turn, I guess I'll slam the path down. That's fine, and end of the turn. Because I don't know what kind of Arceus deck I'm playing against, so they could play Crobats or things like that. And we want to turn those off. So just slamming the turn 1 path is going to be good versus a lot of decks. And it's definitely good against Arceus, because Arceus without its Starbirth ability is pretty lackluster. If you just negate that from the get-go, a lot of Arceus decks don't really run too many stadiums at all. They might just run 2 paths to the peak. They might run 2 paths to the peak and 1 collapse stadium. So not a ton of stadium options. Looks like this is Arceus Ice Rider with the Pumpkaboo. Okay, is this the same person I just played? Anyways, here they go. They're going to bump the stadium, and they've got the pumpkin to do that. And then they can use Lumineous Sign for a Melanie. All right. I'll use Melanie, get the energy onto the Arceus, draw some cards, and then maybe get the turn 1 Trinity Charge if they have another water in their hands. Yeah, you think I can get away with saying bosses hors d'oeuvres while commentating? You think that they'll get hip to that? Yo, I've got the bosses hors d'oeuvres. You know, they probably get down with that, right? Now they're getting out the Bidoof. The Bidoofski. Double water. They got Ice Rider. I mean, that's about as good of a turn 1 as you could possibly hope for. All right, so we've got Quick Ball. That's a good rip off the top of the deck. Discard a Research, and I can get my own Bidoof out. I could Crobat for 3 before I start drawing. I just don't want to, but it might help me to hit the attack this turn, so I feel like we ought to, because I need a lot, and I know this deck, and I know that this deck is prone to not hitting what it needs. So here we go. Research, and I need a Switch Houndoom. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, we did pretty good there. It's not bad, not bad. We got the Houndoom. We just missed the energy. But if I fear and panic, I'm doing base 180, 200. We got the knockout. Let's go. All right, so we got Gengar VMAX. And we've got Quick Ball for another Gengar. So we're going to get rid of this guy and slam that Gengar down. Put that down. We'll do Single Strike Roar and accelerate that fella onto this guy, and they'll do it again. Now we do have to watch out for the Ice Rider. Single Strike Roar, because the Ice Rider, you know, may come up and do some things. But we're going to turn off their abilities with Path. And with a 220 damage, Fear and Panic, we'll take the first 2 prizes. They've only got 1 card in their hand. We find Choice Belt and Single Strike Energy, which, frankly, are like the 2 cards that I needed to find in order to respond to a fully powered Ice Rider Calyrex VMAX. So if they find Choice Belts and Ice Rider, they can take the the response knockout on my Gengar VMAX. But they do have to find the Ice Rider and a Choice Belt. And I'm guessing that they don't find it because they're going for a boss. And maybe taking out a Houndoom with Glacial Lance. Yeah, that is not going to cut it. Because I've got my Gengar just swinging for the fences now. And is very easily going to go knockout, knockout game. And that's how fast things can escalate. And they're just going to pass. They're trying to stall, which makes sense. But no. It ain't going like that. I've got my Hiding Darkness Energy right here. And they scoop. Nah, man, I can get a video out of the Gengar deck. I'm just going to put a disclaimer on it. This deck can draw like a certified pile. But it's kind of poggers sometimes. Looks like I'm playing against an Arceus deck. Arceus Duraludon. Okay. Now, this matchup was a lot better back when I played 4-Path, but we've gotten a little greedy with that, which is fine. My opponent does not get a turn 1 energy drop, which is quite good for me. I've got Single Strike Energy. I've got Ultra Ball, but I don't know that I want to play the Ultra Ball because I've got good cards in my hand, like Choice Belt, which is an important card for this matchup. So I'm thinking that I'm just going to Marnie. And we're going to say I'm getting good cards off this Marnie, guaranteed. And we did. We got some good ones. Look at that. I've got Houndour. I've got Bidoof. All right. No Battle VIP passes, unfortunately. Which means that I'm going to be drawing into my Battle VIP passes for the rest of the game. But it's all good. Because my opponent didn't get the turn 1 energy drop. So they're probably not going to be able to attack this turn. And them dropping the Crystal Cave means that I'm kind of a leg up in the Stadium War as well, which is super good. So I'm into that. You guys ever notice how like the texture on the rainbow cards and the gold cards makes it look like there's millions of tiny ants crawling around on the card? You guys notice that? I've noticed that. Did you notice that? I noticed it. Yeah, it's like it looks like TV static, you know? Back in the day, you know, TV static, it kind of looks like that. And they got a research. All right, here's a Duraludon VMAX with 360 hit points. Here's a Arceus V-Star with 310 hit points. Do you think that they're going to scoop when I knock out this Arceus V-Star? Do you think that they're going to scoop it up? What do you think? Press 1 in the chat if you think they're going to scoop. Press 2 if you think I'm going to miss the knockout. There's no shot I miss the knockout, bro. Oh, boy. Yeah, we got it. We got it. We're chilling. Yeah, look how easy that was, bro. All right, now, do you think they're going to scoop? I got the other Gengar down. And we go bada boom, bada bing. Get the Single Strike Energy onto our guy. Here he goes, Gengar VMAX. Getting powered up with the Single Strike Roar. Gonna do a lot of damage. So much damage. I'm gonna give him the big skadoosh. G-Max swallow up for 340 damage. It's an obscene amount of damage. So much damage they didn't think I had it like that. There we go. Now it's just a single Duraludon with nothing on it. 1 metal energy. Maybe they have the counter stadium. But what they don't know is that I'm coming back for a 1-hit KO on the Duraludon this next turn. I can do 360 damage. I'm going to just need 1 more Single Strike Energy. And I've got the double switch in my hand. So long as there's no Marnie, and there is not a Marnie. So they're digging for the counter stadium for sure. They need it. And there it is. Collapse Stadium. They're hoping that the Collapse Stadium can save them. But what they don't know is that this is game. Single strike roar. My 4th single strike energy onto Gengar VMAX. And I've got the double switch in hand to reset my GMAX swallow up attack. Here we go. Houndoom, you're up. Pump fake. Going back into Gengar VMAX. We've got the path to the peak. And with the Choice Belt and 4 single strike energy, we can take down the Duraludon VMAX in 1 hit with GMAX swallow up for 360 damage. And there's the flashbang. See, if you just draw like that, bro, you're chilling. Finally, I get to play against Mew VMAX. This is what I came here for, chat. This is the whole reason that anybody even thinks about playing Gengar, is to encounter Mew VMAX somewhere along the line. Now, my opponent's going first, which is very scary, because they're going to be able to probably gust and knock out whoever they want on their second turn. But we've got a very good opening hand, so I ain't concerned. We've got the Battle VIP right here. I've got a Quick Ball. Great for getting my basic Pokemon out, ready to rock and roll. And then I've got a Marnie, and if I find a path to the peak, they might not even be able to use their abilities. In fact, I hope that they draw into all of their stadiums right here. I hope that they have a hand with like 3 stadiums in it. And they're just going to retreat and pass. They've got the Oricorio out as well. I know a lot of us are playing Oricorio lately. Here we go with the Battle VIP Pass, looking for Houndour, yeah. And then we also are going to want Quick Ball, get rid of a boss, which we probably, the switches are probably actually the least necessary cards. Necessary, because you are only ever really going to attack with the Fear and Panic, so you really don't need to switch. And then we'll Marnie. I'm hoping to find some more consistency cards, maybe a path, something like that would be ideal here. And we do find a pretty decent little hand. This is fine, because I've got the Ultra Ball and the Bibarel. So what I can do is I can Ultra Ball away. Ugh. It's not like what you love to see, but it's probably fine. I can Ultra Ball away the Houndoom. No, probably the Houndoom and all right, the Houndoom and the single strike energy. All right, there we go. It's fine. And then we're gonna go get a Bidoof, and we're gonna bench the Bidoof and pass it on over to my opponent. See what they do. Unfortunately, no path, but a pretty solid board. The Elisa Sparkle means they're probably not going to be using Boss's orders this turn. I mean, they can't. They're probably not going to be gusting. Not that they would really want to. They're probably interested in knocking out my Gengar. Now, with Meloetta, here's the deal. I can't really afford to... since they're taking the first knockout, if I evolve into the VMAX, it's probably not great for me. Though the VMAX will be harder to knock out, so that's... And it takes less energy to attack. So I probably have to evolve this next one into the VMAX and just hope that they don't one-hit KO my VMAX. That'd be sick. But you gotta say, yeah, they're kicking things off mighty strong. They've got a good little board going on. They've got Mew VMAX, they've got Rotom Phone, they've got Rose Tower. And as the Gengar deck, I'm like, okay, I'm about to lose a Pokemon V. I'm gonna go down a third of the game's prize cards. And then all my chips are on this Beaver. I need this Beaver to draw me the cards that I need in order to take a knockout. Now, all I need is to get 2 energy onto Gengar VMAX, which is why it was so painful. Oh, here's Meloetta. Okay, so with Meloetta taking the knockouts, it's fine. I still think that we probably, yeah, are going up with Gengar. I could obviously lead, yeah, a Houndoom, but I don't want to do that. So here we go. We can start with the Urn, put the energy back into the deck. We've got Bibarel and we've got Gengar. I can use the Rose Tower to draw 3 cards, so that's cool. We'll do that. Look at how many cards I get to draw. Wow. Fill to 3. Those are some good ones. But they've got an 8-card hand. 8. So I think I'll do this. Let me find single strike energy and a quick ball. So I'll quick ball away this Urn. It's fine. And we're going to get the other Houndour. And then I'm going to thin that Houndour out of the deck. And get another Gengar. Okay, set that guy up. And then I need to find a Houndoom off of this research in order to attack with my Gengar this turn. Fortunately, we do, and we find paths as well. So we're like set up, which is good. I can use Single Strike Roar 1 time. That's the last Single Strike energy in my deck. Does that mean that I prized 2? Yes, it does. Oh boy. Okay, that's fine. Fear and Panic for 540 damage. We'll take the knockouts. And hopefully this is a single strike energy right here. Come on. Yes. Okay. That's fine. Still means that I can't necessarily accelerate it, though. So now they have to do 300 damage under path, unless they counter the path, which would make me a sad panda. Battle VIP Pass going with the Chromatic, and it's a heads. They're going to be able to get whatever they want out of their deck. Potentially a counter stadium could be good. Oh, yeah. And there goes Training Court. That's cool. A quick ball away, another Battle VIP Pass. I wonder who they're going to get. They got Genesect, and now they can start filling their hand to 6 cards. And I am hoping they have... All right, they have 4 power... All 4 power tablets are down. All 4, dude. We're chilling. We're chilling. Yo, it's free, bro. It's free. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yo, get the champagne. Get the confetti. Oh, it's over. It's over. They can't do it. Oh, yeah. They can't do it. They can't possibly do it. Oh, which means that Gengar is coming back. Gengar is coming back for a mean 1-hit knockout. They could go Boss Horn, Boss Game. They could. Oh, man. That's true. I'd jam my bench, though. I wouldn't let him do that. I don't know that I had the basics in my deck to jam my bench, but I would have tried. Cool. So we got another path. And slam that down. We've got Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball away these fellas. And we're just going to get another Gengar VMAX out of the deck. Evolve up. My man. My man. Hiding Darkness Energy. Beebs. And then we're chilling. Fear and Panic for 660 damage. Skadoosh. You're out of here, baby. That's it. 3 prize cards. A flashbang. We've got the choice belts. And there's the scoop. GG's, Mew. That about does it for my Gengar VMAX deck. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content just like this every weekday. Y'all have a great day. Peace.